The 15th most populous country in the world, is a fascinating one. Did you know that China is not only the most populous country in the world, but it is also nearly as large as all of Europe? Despite spanning 5 time zones, it uses only one standard time nationwide. That's right, whether you're in Beijing or Xinjiang, your clock must follow Beijing time. China's official name is the People's Republic of China. Located in East Asia, it shares borders with 14 countries, more than any other country in the world. With a massive area of 9.6 million square kilometers, China is the 3rd largest country in the world and boasts almost every type of climate on Earth. You can get lost in the arid deserts of Xinjiang, the tropical rainforests of Yunnan, or even in the snow-covered cities of Harbin. It's hard to believe that you can experience all 4 seasons at once in one country. With over 1.4 billion people, China is the most populous nation in the world. It is home to 56 ethnic groups. However, what's strange is that the Han ethnic group makes up over 90%, while the remaining 55 minority groups account for less than 10%. Surprisingly, although Mandarin is the official language of China, the country has over 300 languages and dialects. This is to the point that a person from Beijing and someone from Guangdong can have a conversation without understanding each other. This is because China has many major dialects like Mandarin, Cantonese, Shanghainese, and Hakka. For example, the number 2 in Mandarin is pronounced here, but in Cantonese it can be pronounced differently. Chinese characters are the only writing system in the world that has existed for over 3,000 years without changing. Not only that, but China also has many peculiar customs and strange laws that you may have never heard of. These laws in China can be shocking. Have you ever wondered why Chinese women always possess a beauty that is both elegant and mysterious, admired by the world? Chinese women are famous for their smooth, fair skin, delicate features, sparkling eyes, and high noses, which are considered the standard of beauty. In major cities like Beijing and Shanghai, you'll encounter beautiful girls with shoulder-length hair, confidently riding in modern, trendy outfits and fashionable bags. At first glance, you might think that Chinese women are gentle and demure, but they are actually extremely independent, intelligent, and assertive. They have high educational qualifications, broad knowledge, and excellent communication skills. Notably, Chinese women make up over 60% of self-made female billionaires worldwide. Today, Chinese girls have a more modern and progressive outlook on life, marriage, and family. They tend to speak in soft tones, but when they are upset, you can never guess what they are really thinking. In love, they are patient, subtle, and loyal. But once they decide to let go of something, it can be difficult to change their minds. Interestingly, due to the lower female-to-male ratio in China, about fewer women than men, equivalent to 34.9 million, exist in China. Matchmaking and dating services have become quite common and are booming in the country. In fact, China not only has matchmaking TV shows, but also marriage matchmaking offices. You can even place ads seeking partners. Women in China are highly valued, and it's not uncommon to see men of marrying age in China still searching for a partner, especially in rural areas. Are you starting to think that connecting and dating Chinese women might be difficult? In reality, that's not the case. According to modern trends, more and more Chinese women are eager to develop themselves and hold more progressive views on marriage. They are also very friendly and welcoming to foreigners. If you want us to share some popular online dating platforms in China and offer tips for successfully winning over a Chinese girl, leave a comment with the number 8, and I'll provide you with the answer. Number 13. The land of architecture. If there's a place in the world where you can wander among ancient palaces, step into futuristic skyscrapers, and suddenly find yourself on a glass bridge suspended in midair, it's China. This isn't just a country. It's a living architectural museum, where the past, present, and future coexist on every street. The majestic Forbidden City with its golden roofs and the Great Wall, winding like a giant dragon through the mountains, sit alongside ancient neighborhoods like Liang and Fang that still retain their charm. Characteristics from centuries past, but don't let the nostalgic beauty fool you. Just a few steps away, you'll find modern marvels like the soaring Shanghai Tower, the Daxing Airport with its futuristic starfish design, and the CCTV building with its bizarre shape that seems bent by some supernatural force. The Chinese don't just build great structures, they also create masterpieces harmoniously integrated with nature and even human psychology. The Zhangglass Bridge, suspended in the sky, makes even the bravest souls hesitate to step onto its transparent surface that looks straight down into the deep abyss below. Or take the Beijing National Stadium, known as the Bird's Nest, a modern marvel inspired by the interwoven branches of nature. But China doesn't stop there. They are currently developing smart cities and 3D-printed buildings. China is 3D printing entire structures in just a few days, faster than the time it takes for you to wait for a package from abroad. Visiting China will leave you amazed by one architectural wonder after another. Number 12. Life in Beijing. When you set foot in Beijing, you'll be truly surprised by its ancient history and modern pace of life. Towering skyscrapers with bustling shopping centers rise alongside ancient Hutong alleys where Teslas glide by traditional bicycles. Beijing is not just the capital of China, it's a vibrant book of history and rapid development. The daytime rhythm of the city can be dizzying. On Chang'an Avenue, people can spend hours just inching forward in traffic. Traffic jams in Beijing are not uncommon. They are a specialty. But don't worry. The city's extensive, fast subway system will take you anywhere for just the price of a bubble tea. In the morning, Beijing presents a stark contrast between tradition and modernity. Elderly folks gracefully practice Tai Chi in parks, while office workers bustle into Starbucks or Luckin Coffee to kickstart their day. But as night falls, Beijing transforms into a completely different scene. Sunlan and Hoi shine with bright lights, and lively bars are packed with young people enjoying the vibrant atmosphere. If you prefer a more classic Beijing, the Wangfujing night market is a must-visit. Here, you can try everything from sweet candied hawthorn to unique and bizarre foods that challenge the courage of tourists. Beijingers have a very unique lifestyle, direct and sometimes seeming cold, but in reality, they are incredibly warm and willing to help. They can discuss work, society, and politics right in a tea house, passionately debate in street food stalls, or express their opinions without hesitation. At first, you might find them hard to approach, but just ask for directions, and they'll guide you more thoroughly than Google Maps. Traveling or living in Beijing will leave you with unforgettable impressions. Number 11. Traditional Chinese tea culture and modern coffee and bubble tea culture. China is not only the birthplace of tea, but has also turned tea drinking into a unique culture, into a refined cultural practice that has lasted for over 4,000 years. Unlike Japan, which mainly uses green tea matcha, China has many types such as green tea, black tea, white tea, oolong, and pu'er, each with its own flavor and benefits. The way tea is enjoyed in China is also unique. Chinese tea culture emphasizes 4 elements: water, tea utensils, brewing technique, and the mindset of the tea drinker. A good pot of tea depends not only on high-quality tea leaves, but also on pure water, appropriate teapots, and most importantly, a calm and relaxed mindset while brewing and calm. Historically, tea has been intertwined with the lives of Chinese people. When guests visit, hosts brew tea to welcome them, and during weddings, festivals, or traditional ceremonies, tea is always present as a symbol of respect and hospitality. Today, with modern trends, coffee culture is becoming very popular in China, especially among the youth and in major urban areas. Coffee has become a symbol of dynamism and modernity. Moreover, bubble tea is creating an unprecedented craze, with over 100,000 stores nationwide. China is the largest bubble tea market in the world. Brands like Heti, Naoki, Maxu, and Shaba have built massive empires, reaching Southeast Asia, Japan, the US, and Europe. Even though coffee and bubble tea culture is on the rise, the tradition of drinking tea remains the soul of China. You get the chance, start your day with a cup of coffee, enjoy a leisurely afternoon with a pot of tea, and in the evening, sip on bubble tea while strolling through the bustling streets of Beijing. That's the flavor of both ancient and modern China. Number 10. Strange things only found in China. Can you imagine a world without Facebook, Google, or YouTube? In China, that's not just a fantasy. It's an everyday reality. Google, Instagram, Twitter, or any services from Western tech giants are inaccessible. Instead, the Chinese use WeChat instead of Facebook, Baidu instead of Google, watch Bilibili instead of YouTube, and go on Weibo instead of Twitter. But don't think they are isolated, because China's domestic internet ecosystem is even more robust and vibrant than in the West. Moreover, the holiday system in China is quite unique. There are no flexible holidays, only official holidays set by the government. This makes major holidays like the Lunar New Year and National Day peak travel times for the entire country. But don't get too excited if you plan to travel during these times. The Chinese love to travel, and when hundreds of millions of people hit the road, the scenes of congestion can be unbelievable. Train stations are packed, plane tickets sell out, and tourist attractions are overflowing with crowds. Imagine trying to take a photo at the Great Wall, only to find yourself surrounded by thousands of tourists. This is what we call the tourist tsunami in China. Number 9. The workshop of the world. Take a look around you right now. How many items are labeled made in China? From the phone in your hand to the shoes on your feet. From the clothes you're wearing to the components in the car you drive. They likely all come from factories in China. It's no coincidence that China is referred to as the workshop of the world. The country not only manufactures but also controls nearly the entire global supply chain. With over 30% of the world's manufacturing output, China is a crucial supplier for most products. These range from toys, clothing, and phones to electric cars, semiconductors, and clean energy batteries. Giant corporations like Apple, Tesla, Nike, and Intel rely on Chinese factories to keep their operations running. They find resources and capabilities in China that they can't find anywhere else. This is due to abundant labor, low costs, super-fast transportation infrastructure, and the ability to produce in large quantities. However, China doesn't just produce cheap goods. They're also dominating high technology. Brands like Huawei and Xiaomi are competing with well-known brands in the US and Europe. China's electric vehicle industry, led by BYD, has surpassed Tesla in global sales. In the clean energy sector, China controls 70% of the lithium-ion battery supply and 90% of rare earth materials, which are core materials for future technology. Interestingly, economists have likened the situation to a potential crisis. If one day China stops exporting, the whole world will fall into crisis. The US may be strong in technology, but without materials and components from China, factories would have to shut down en masse. China is not just a workshop, it is the heart of the global economy. If you look around at your personal belongings or surroundings, you'll likely see the influence and presence of China's manufacturing prowess. Household items and find something labeled made in China. Leave a comment with the number 3. Number 8. China ranked 71st in GDP per capita. China can be seen as an extremely wealthy country, one of the world's economic superpowers. But most of the nation's wealth belongs to a small elite of tycoons and affluent business leaders. A large portion of the population consists of poor households and low to middle income ethnic minorities, making up a significant percentage. According to the 2021 income survey statistics of the country, over 40% of households in China have an income of less than $143 per month. Additionally, the average salary in urban areas is around $1,000 per year, while in rural areas it is only about $300. These numbers highlight the significant wealth gap among the Chinese people. Many predictions suggest that this wealth divide will continue to grow if solutions are not implemented promptly, posing a challenging issue for China. Number 7. Chinese people celebrate birthdays with longevity noodles. Longevity noodles are an essential dish at weddings during the Lunar New Year, and especially on birthdays in China. These noodles are very long and chewy, and sometimes a bowl may contain just one single noodle. According to tradition, long and chewy noodles symbolize health and increasing longevity for the new year. Additionally, they often add an egg to the dish, as the round shape of the egg represents completeness. Today, this unique custom is still prevalent, still maintained by the Chinese with special significance in their spiritual lives. Birthdays are not celebrated every year like in America. The Chinese believe that the ages of 30, 33, and 66 often bring misfortune to women. Similarly, the age of 40 is considered unlucky for men. Therefore, during these ages, they typically do not want to celebrate their birthdays. Usually, they celebrate significant birthdays every 10 years. The 60th and 80th birthdays are the most important for the Chinese. Moreover, they also calculate age according to the lunar calendar instead of the solar calendar, like in the West. If you have the chance to attend a traditional birthday party in China, don't forget to finish your bowl of longevity noodles. But remember not to break the noodle in the middle, as that is something everyone usually avoids. Destinations that captivate the whole world start with the Forbidden City. Located right in the heart of Beijing, the Forbidden City was once the supreme center of power for Chinese emperors for 500 years. With over 9,000 rooms, this palace was built according to strict feng shui principles, and the bricks used for the pathways were once mixed with gold to reflect ultimate luxury. Today, it is one of the most important museums in the world, housing invaluable royal artifacts. Next is the Great Wall of China, the longest wall on the planet, stretching over 21,000 kilometers. The Great Wall is not only an architectural marvel, but also a symbol of defense for ancient China. China was built during the Qin dynasty in the 3rd century BC and completed during the Ming dynasty. It once served as a barrier protecting China from invasions. Another notable site is Liang Ancient Town, the Venice of the East. The canals winding around Liang Ancient Town reflect stone bridges and traditional wooden houses, creating a picturesque scene. The Naxi people, the main ethnic group here, are not only known for their hospitality, but also for their unique culture of drinking and singing. If you start singing in a riverside tavern, you might just get invited for free drinks all night. Can you believe there's a corner of Europe right in the middle of China? The Bund, with its Western-style buildings, looks just like a mini Paris or London. But just a few minutes walk away, you'll find the ancient Jade Buddha Temple right next to the Shanghai Tower, the tallest building in China. Here, you can feel 500 years of history in just one afternoon. Finally, there's Tibet and the Potala Palace. At an altitude of 3,700 meters, the Potala Palace is one of the greatest structures in Tibet. Once home to the Dalai Lama, it was built in the 7th century. It houses thousands of statues, Buddha paintings, and precious treasures. The Chinese perpetual calendar in China is unique. A year isn't just a number. It carries the spirit of one of the 12 Zodiac animals: rat, Ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. These animals don't just represent birth years, they're also believed to influence a person's fate. Personality and destiny are taken seriously by the Chinese, who often consider zodiac signs when planning major life events like having children, getting married, or starting a business. Each year is thought to bring a unique energy that can determine prosperity or challenges. Alongside the internationally recognized Gregorian calendar, China also follows the lunar calendar, where days, months, and years. This blend of tradition and deep-rooted beliefs has made the zodiac an essential part of Chinese culture for thousands of years. For thousands of years, Chinese clothing has been more than just something to wear. It's a symbol of status, class, and a rich cultural heritage. Among the most iconic traditional outfits are the hanfu, chipao, qiangsam, and tang. Tang represents power and prestige, often worn during festivals and formal events. With its high collar and intricate dragon and phoenix embroidery, this outfit, favored by men, exudes masculinity, strength, and wisdom. Hanfu is considered the ancestor of Chinese attire, worn by royalty and officials as early as the Han Dynasty. Its flowing sleeves and detailed embroidery make it a symbol of elegance, while its design reflects ancient Chinese philosophy, including yin-yang and the five elements. Taoqiong, on the other hand, embodies timeless sophistication. Popular since the Qing dynasty, this form-fitting dress enhances a woman's curves, blending traditional aesthetics with a modern silhouette. Beauty with modern style. While Hanfu reflects historical grandeur, Chippa remains a stunning fashion statement, even today. And when it comes to weddings, while brides around the world wear white, Chinese brides wear red, symbolizing luck and happiness. Their traditional wedding dress, known as shu he fu, is adorned with dragon and phoenix patterns representing marital harmony. The most striking element is the phoenix crown, a breathtaking headdress embellished with gold, pearls, and jade. Once reserved for imperial concubines and princesses, wearing it, a bride doesn't just look stunning. She carries the grace and dignity of an empress. Oh, and let's not forget the red veil that covers the bride's face, only to be lifted by the groom after the ceremony. Sounds romantic, right? So, would you try on traditional Chinese attire for a photo shoot? Drop a yes if you're in, or a no if you pass. Now, let's talk about some of the most unique festivals in the world. In China, Lunar New Year, Mid-Autumn Festival, and the Lantern Festival are the three biggest and most cherished celebrations, deeply rooted in tradition. First up, Lunar New Year. Not just China's biggest festival, but also the most important family reunion of the year. Streets and homes are decked out in red lanterns, and millions of people travel back home to celebrate with their loved ones. Kids excitedly receive red envelopes. Adults stay busy making dumplings, and fireworks light up the night. On New Year's Eve, families hang red couplets, watch the famous spring. The Gala Festival and countdown to a hopeful new beginning are followed by the Mid-Autumn Festival. This is the night when the moon becomes the center of attention. Families gather to admire the full moon while enjoying mooncakes, a symbol of unity and completeness. Children parade around with colorful lanterns shaped like fish or rabbits. Meanwhile, elders share the legendary tales of Chang, the moon goddess, and the jaded rabbit. The Lantern Festival marks the grand finale of Lunar New Year celebrations. It takes place on the 15th day of the first lunar month. Millions of glowing red lanterns fill the sky, creating a mesmerizing scene. People write their wishes on sky lanterns and send them soaring, believing that the gods will grant their dream. The festival also features riddle solving on lanterns, lion dances, and dragon dances, transforming entire cities into dazzling wonderlands of lights. It's one of China's most breathtaking festivals, drawing millions of visitors worldwide. They come to witness the glowing night sky and immerse themselves in the magic of Chinese culture. China is also known for having the most diverse cuisine in the world. It's a culinary paradise with countless delicious dishes. However, some dishes are especially famous and loved by American and European travelers. First, there's Peking duck. This iconic dish of Chinese cuisine features crispy skin and tender, sweet meat. It's usually wrapped in thin pancakes with scallions and fragrant hoisin sauce. Next, there's the Sichuan hot pot, a dish not for the faint of heart. Hard Sichuan hot pot is renowned for its intense spiciness, derived from chili peppers and Sichuan peppercorns. The numbing and spicy flavors leave foreign visitors both terrified and addicted. Then there's Lanzhou hand-pulled noodles, a form of artistic street food. These chewy noodles are handmade and served with a rich broth and tender beef. This is the top choice for many Western travelers wanting to experience authentic Chinese cuisine. If you prefer something lighter, Shanghai soup dumplings are an excellent option. Not only are they visually appealing, but they also entice with their thin skin and juicy meat filling. A single bite unleashes a burst of flavor. Finally, there's sweet and sour ribs, a familiar dish that combines a light tanginess, gentle sweetness, and tender ribs. It's easy to eat, addictive, and consistently ranks among international travelers' favorite dishes. These dishes not only represent the rich culinary heritage of China, but also win over millions of diners around the world with their distinctive and unique flavors. China has many other famous dishes known worldwide. If you want to learn more, leave a comment with the number 3 followed by an exclamation mark. The cost of living in China varies greatly depending on the city and individual lifestyle. In major cities like Beijing or Shanghai, the rent for a one-bedroom apartment ranges from $600 to $900 per month. In contrast, in smaller cities, this cost can drop to between $150 and $350 per month. Utilities like electricity, water, and internet are typically additional expenses. Costs for utilities typically range from around $40 to $90 per month, depending on usage. Dining expenses can vary greatly. If you frequently eat at restaurants, you can expect to spend about $3 to $7 per meal. On the other hand, cooking at home averages around $230 to $280 per month. Public transportation in China is both convenient and affordable, costing only about $15 to $20 per month if you use buses or subways. For those who are health conscious, gym memberships range from $30 to $50 per month. Overall, the monthly living expenses for one person in China typically range from $880 to $1,800. This can vary depending on the city and the individual's spending habits. Considering the living standards and quality of services in one of the fastest-growing economies in the world, this is a reasonable cost. With these costs in mind, would you choose to settle here? If your answer is yes, choose 1. If no, choose 0. Please share your answer in the comments. If you're interested in visa procedures to come to China, please leave a comment saying yes. We'll provide you with the information. We've just explored 15 unique and fascinating facts about China together. Hopefully, this gave you a fresh perspective on the country. Don't forget to follow our channel, like, and share the video to support us. See you in the next one.